We're on day 159 of Carnivore with type 1 diabetes. Wanted to give you an update. Went to my endocrinologist and the Armor Thyroid is working perfectly. T3, TSH, and T4 are now normal as long as I take my medication. My blood sugar averages 103 with a standard deviation of 15 according to my Dexcom Clarity report she uploaded. Blood pressure was 112/66. And my weight was 113. So my weight's been stable. I'm also on week 11 of this weightlifting program. Next week I go in for a bod pod, and hopefully according to the Navy method, the way I measured, my body fat is up a little bit, but I was eating in a surplus, trying to gain muscle. So I did maintain for a while now. So I will actually, I know I keep saying, start my cut this week. The only thing I'm changing is the way I prepare my hamburger, and I cut out cream. I'm eating goat cheese now. I found goat cheese cheddar at Aldi's. I don't know if that's going to be a regular item, but I have an ounce of that on my meat. So I'm eating the same amount of protein, but I've just cut the fat a little bit. I still feel very energized. I feel very good. I actually have a job now. I'm working part-time. That's where I'm sitting outside of now. So I'm able to have the energy now to keep a job, to keep my homework done, to keep my house clean, and to weightlift 5 days a week for an hour. I have a life again. And right there is worth everything, because I didn't have a life before. I was feeling miserable. So we are almost 6 months into Carnivore, and my life has done a complete 180 when it comes to the way I feel, and I'm so thankful that this is working for me. My endocrinologist that I go to, she is currently in she has the copy of Dr. Bernstein's Diabetes Solution. She's going to read it. I lent her my copy, and she thanked me because on our first meeting I told her about the action profile of our insulin for my meals. And she prescribed it to me, and then she had a patient come in who was having an issue with a high around 12 o'clock, who's on MDI, and they were having a lot of trouble with getting her basal shots right, splitting, all that jazz. So what she did was, since we talked about R, she is instructing this patient to take a dose of R at 9 o'clock. Just a small dose, and it's going to help prevent that rise at midnight that she's having. So she's utilizing R as a temporary basal for people who are on MDI. And that right there is really exciting, because it shows that my endocrinologist is willing to work with people, listen, and actually apply new ideas. And that right there is progress to me, to have somebody who's taking real life examples of what is working and utilizing them in her own patients to help others. Like, that's amazing. And that is, I'm ecstatic. Now, I don't know what else to say right now, just that life is going extremely well, and I'm feeling great for the first time in in recordable history for my levels. I have normalized thyroid levels. So I am expecting to have put on muscle due to the fact that I've been eating adequate protein, and I have been regularly weightlifting, and I've been progressing every week according to my records. I'm lifting heavier. I am actually progressing. So I will share with you next week what my bod pod says. I get paid next week too. That's exciting. I plan on hopefully getting a bench for my gym that I have set up at home. I was using an ottoman. I think after 12 weeks, that's worth a non-food reward of my own bench. I want one with a hamstring leg curl on the end, so that way I can work my quads and my hamstrings in a more isolated fashion. What else did I do? I watched a video about, so I think Stephanie Buttermore started doing abs every day, and then after 6 months, her abs were so built up, she didn't have to be super lean for her abs to show. And so I've started doing extra abs every day, minimum 5 days a week. Every day is optimum. but at least 5 days a week I'm adding extra ab exercises in the evening. So in 6 months, we'll see how that goes. Life is excellent. I've got to get to work, but I wanted to tell you guys that this is working for me, and I feel wonderful. So see you later. See you next week.